Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the Summit 5 American Qualifiers Team Freedom, facing off against EnemyGG in what could be either our penultimate game of the day or the final game of the day, depending upon how this ends up going on Lyrical. Joined today by MotPax. Sir, how are you doing? We see the Alchemist first round banned. There's no real surprise here for me.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were expecting. But once again, the Doom will be coming out here. So we're back to a little bit of a debate. Will Team Freedom decide to run it again as that position 4? Are they going to swap it up a little bit this time and head on into that 3-roll Doom perhaps and grab something else? We shall possibly never know. I don't think we're going to be seeing another Omni Knight. Maybe. I don't think it worked out too well that game, but the Abaddon's already gone. So Axe Mech has no heroes left.
This might be a bit of a true statement. I mean, we've seen him play other stuff from time to time. They're going to still first pick the Lifestealer Elder Titan combo, though, and interesting. It's somewhat similar to the last game, what we ended up seeing. So what is the hero that ended up not making an appearance then? Like, who was it that they banned out first that's now available?
I don't remember, because we don't have tickets.
Which is always Slardar.
Fresh and exciting. No, because they ended up grabbing that one. Let's see. I don't think... Oh, no, they are recorded. They're just not... For some reason, it doesn't keep the team names right now, which is really frustrating. So it was the Beastmaster Axe were banned out, and then the Enchantress Huskar.
Ah, so the Enchantress is the other one that's available, as well as the Axe. What do you think about the Axe versus Lifestealer matchup? I feel like before Lifestealer was so good against him, they're just going to take the Slardar for now. They don't care.
Yeah, I like this. Again, a little bit of a mix-up, too. You don't really know if it's going off lane or position 1. I'm kind of a big fan of the position 1 lately. Seems to get a lot of work done. Early Blink Dagger, that armlet. If they pick up like an AA or something, you don't really want that. But just last game, we saw how impactful it can still be from that offlane. Like Sovereign just going to town. Once he had that Blink Dagger, didn't even need the Tranquils. He just went Iron Talon, Brown Boots, Blink, went into that Force Staff, the old BKB as well. Good little controlling option for them.
And I feel like part of that was just because it was such a good combo together with the Elder Titan, where you were capable of having that like initial blink setup and then follow it up with the crush. And also the Lifestealer was great with it. We're able to go for those infest bombs, and that really helped them to sort of seize control of the game in the mid stages.
I mean, we saw that fight too, where they were coming up to the high ground, and Elder Titan get off the Spirit, and he was right there with the stomp and everything. They didn't get all the kills, but you really saw like that raw damage come out, and I think it might have put a little bit of a threat, a little bit of a fear possibly into Team Freedom, because after that, they never seemed like they were like quite ready to go back into high ground, where they could get that scenario where it's like, okay, we can't let that happen again, but we also at the same time have to be managing the split push from the Alchemist, and just that duo of the two kind of constraints on their win condition ultimately led to their eventual failure.
I mean, yeah, it was a really tough matchup as soon as you ended up seeing Slayer get really farmed up, and I've been pretty impressed consistently with Sovereign and Frozen in particular. They've been showing a lot of great stuff. I mean, all of the players, honestly, on the side of EnemyGG have been doing really well recently, but in a region that's known for a lot of players standing out, they've been doing a great job, and I'm kind of curious where we end up going next with these picks. They ban out the Puck, and the Phoenix is also not going to be making its presence felt. It's weird because in these games, it hasn't felt so much like people are moving towards taking objectives. It's been much more built around just like trying to win team fights and then hope that afterwards they can take them. You know what I mean? It's secondary to winning the team fights.
They come off as very chaotic and almost like unorganized in a lot of ways. Like some teams, when you're watching a lot of like the top high-level Dotas, just like fight objective every single time and capitalizing on every single mistake that your opponent makes. But here it seems to be a lot more of just like brawling skirmishes that eventually everyone just kind of dissipates. People linger off back to their fountains, and that's it. And we just do another one until like 3 later someone like does half damage to a tower.
We also see the Storm Spirit banned out. Very interesting. Not a hero that we've seen a ton of, but I would assume that they had seen this run before, either in scrims or possibly in official matches. You're talking about a team last time around, wasn't it FTL who ran Storm Spirit safe lane?
It was Kingdom for Zizzy. They were the ones who've been running that quite a bit. I believe for them it's Francis who plays it, and well, not too surprising, but in the mid lane here, they hand it off to him. I'm not sure if they'll run it safe lane too, but last time they had Sunby actually swap off onto the Lifestealer and then hand that over to him. But either way, won't be this game. Makes me wonder if they're thinking about a Tinker potentially, just because they're banning out the Storm Spirit. It's one thing that might like tip you off, especially now that they've banned out that Invoker.
Yeah.
And you're up a game, which is always kind of handy in those scenarios. But the Slayer Dire is a little bit scary.
That definitely is. It's something you got to be very aware of constantly. The Darkseer, another one of those big wombo-y combo type of heroes that sort of signals what it might be that EnemyGG are going to be looking to accomplish, which is just, again, being able to out-team fight Team Freedom. And I'm wondering if they try to go... I mean, before, again, you saw the Doom that was picked up, and the idea was maybe you're going to be able to get that off before they're capable of taking the team fight that EnemyGG want. And that didn't really occur because mainly just because the Alk was too big that they were never going to be able to bring him down anyway, so it didn't matter what happened with everybody else. Like, he was just going to run ham, so it's tough. I think that at this stage, if you're Team Freedom, you probably might be a little bit gun-shy about trying to take another team fight lineup, but I think that they're capable of doing it because there's no Alchemist this time.
Yeah, I think that's a deny pick too there with that Disruptor, because that's a little combo that they run all the time with the Darkseer and the Disruptor too for themselves on the side of EnemyGG. Plus, I mean, you can see the obvious wombo combo potentials. The Puck being banned out means that they had to get some sort of a controlling offlaner. Can't really rely on that in the mid lane. So heading into that Darkseer. And then I really like the Invoker ban too, because it's another big hero for them. Synergize as well with the Elder Titan to make sure your magical spells are going to be essentially pure damage once you're using that natural order. So looking very solid for them. What do you want to put up with your Lifestealer? They could go back for the Lion if they're... I'm kind of picturing like split push coming out for Team Freedom if they're going like DK mid and then Lion position 5 for BSJ's squad here for Enemy. And then, ooh.
Well, again, you talked about it, being able to bring down that magic resistance with Elder Titan. All of a sudden, Crystal Maiden spells become really difficult to deal with.
Do they run position 1 Void? Can I get some of that up in here?
That would be
so
awesome.
Dope right now. Elder Titan, Darkseer, Crystal Maiden. I don't think so, though.
And then the Timber Saw. It's a pretty nice answer to what we're seeing come out right now from EnemyGG. They don't have silences. They do have the sleep, but obviously Frostbite, Timbersaw doesn't care about that. Darkseer is kind of frustrating to play against because it's that magical damage. If Lifestealer has it on top of him, it could be an issue, but you're still probably going to be able to Timber Chain away. So I think Timbersaw here, it's really hard to punish this.
Yeah, they don't have the best catch.
Who, on the side of EnemyGG?
Yeah, like in terms of like trying to just slow them down in the middle of those fights. The Wind Ranger ban out now too.
That's nice. That would have been really good with the Slardar and the Disruptor too. Being able to pull him back into a nice shackle could probably just kill anybody if Wind Ranger's there. Maybe even the power shot to get the vision for the glimpse. There you go. It's the strats.
Like the Zeus strat.
Yeah.
That's another hero that kind of fell off lately. He's okay against some of these tankier cores, but not getting picked up too much, a little bit too risky in the mid lane. They don't have the best gankers if that's something they want to go for. The other big one left for the mid lane would be that Death Prophet.
Honestly, Zeus would be okay for EnemyGG. Again,
yeah, both teams could make good use of it.
I think that it'd be a little bit too scary with both the Lifestealer and the Slardar in, and you probably wouldn't be able to keep them safe with the Crystal Maiden there also. I kind of like Team Freedom maybe just going for a spec here, although that would end up meaning that you need the Timbersaw in the mid lane. Yeah, they're going to ban out the Tinker. They do need a mid laner more than they need the Spectre. I just love Spectre against CM. It like you just ulti and you get a kill. It feels pretty good.
They what do they have? Timbersaw side art. What else does Francis play? The Ember Spirit? That was kind of one of his big heroes. Slider, Timbersaw. You need to be creating a lot of space for the Timbersaw to actually get up into that Bloodstone, so it'll be the Bat Rider instead.
I don't know if I like this draft. Like, I
There's
guess
not a lot of synergy in a lot of ways. Like, the minus armor is not going to pay off at all from the Slider, which is a big part of his kit. He's going to be farming up into like the armlet, so he's all that damage. And I know what you mean. The Doom, it feels very heavy to me. Like, the Doom has to get a core target every time. And then I can see this lineup being really great at chase down. Like, when enemy want to like leave a fight because it starts off with a really bad Doom for them, I can see how this is going to be amazing for Freedom. Disruptor, Slider, Timbersaw, Barrier. You're never going to get away. Like, there's no chance in hell.
Yeah.
So they certainly have that on lock. And what can you do to try and prevent that? We'll just go mid Naga.
I guess.
There you go.
I mean, the only other thing that I'm thinking about now too is, as I'm looking at EnemyGG, is they get their choice against who they want to put in the mid lane against the Batrider. So
Typically, they go DK, but PL would be really amazing here with that. Ooh, okay. I was thinking for getting rid of the napalm stacks, but the leap's kind of similar.
I mean, but you don't want to have to put a lot of points into leap, do you? That feels.
One's all right though.
Okay. I guess the other option that they could go for now is like a CM roaming into mid and trying to find a kill there. You can roam pretty quickly with CM, but I assume that this is just going to be to try and get those points up into the aura and allow people to spam out. I mean, you got Ion Shell you can spam out. You've got Mirana arrows. You just sort of fish for him against Batrider.
Yeah, that's true.
I just think, I mean, if Mirana goes Ags this game, this is so much team fight. Team Freedom need to be so careful. Like they just live in the small pick-off zone. But how do they get objectives afterwards? That's my real question.
Yeah, Sovereign has like big chances for vacuums here. The way these fights are going to go, it seems like he could be the real, kind of the re-goose in these games, where you're going to see that chase down coming from Freedom, and he can be the one who determines, okay, guys, we're turning like right here. I'm turning around. I'm back-walling 3, and we're going to take this fight. And I want to see a stomp combo into Arrow too.
In all of the games that I've been watching, he's been one of the standout players for me too, for EnemyGG, as far as his ability to execute when it comes time. But they're going to be going for the smoke play now, seeing if they can make something happen. And meanwhile, you look over here, Mike going to try and place down an early ward. That should be relatively easy for them. But Eagle, oh, this could be rough. He's a really tanky guy here at the very start of this, but if he runs right into that Crystal Maiden, there's going to be the Frostbite, and this should be the kill as the arrow comes through, the stomp as well, and no chance for nothing to get off there. They find the kill.
Alright, solid stack, get the ward down too. They're going to know they're there, so they might be expecting something, but this is one of the kind of less likely spots. Like, they're not going to see a camp block, so generally you assume it's over here. So they should be able to get away with it. And secure the rune, but bottom should still be fine here. So IX Mike Timbersaw. Ooh, interesting.
I haven't seen that in a while. It's strong. I mean, the hero is incredibly strong right now and should be able to survive in this lane, I think. I mean, he's going to be able to open wounds away, or he's going to be able to Timber Chain away from the Life Stealer pretty effectively, as well as... Oh, they're actually going to dodge. BSJ's going top with Frozen, I think. Maybe not. I don't know what's happening. Is he going
I don't think
mid?
they do either.
Oh, he might go mid against the Batrider.
Oh yeah, because he can just purge off the stacks. Okay.
Oh my god, alright.
I like it.
Interesting. So that means that it's going to be the... Oh my god, the Crystal Maiden Mirana combo up top. Oh, this is going to be some fireworks here. And they're going to send IX Mike up towards the top lane. He's going to have to Timber Chain away from these, because if he gets shut down early, this could potentially just be game over. But it looks like instead for the moment she's just going to go over here and farm, try and get that quick level 2, and then maybe rotate somewhere else for a play.
Yeah, this is really interesting. So Darkseer will be on the bottom lane. He still goes into the mechanism. And then you're going to have BSJ building his typical items like the armlet and everything in the mid lane. I'm still guessing it'll be that Agnum Scepter Mirana. Probably just the Brown Boots, Ring of Aquila, Ags. Wow, mid that stomp not going to hit though. Too slow.
Yeah, a little bit too late. Ube is here. 3 heroes mid on the side of Team Freedom. And meanwhile over to the side they're going to be bringing 2 in. They have not decided to rotate the Crystal Maiden as of yet. But this should allow them to keep on spamming out these abilities fairly effectively.
Yeah, really want to get greedy. Whenever you're playing Crystal Maiden, try and get that level 2 as fast as you can. She's already got the pull off as well, so she stacked it. Just making sure she'd have 2 big creeps and someone could come clean up the rest later. Probably the Mirana with her Starstorm.
Mm-hmm. Well, here comes the rotation.
A little bit of wrong neighborhood, but can't punish the ET.
Yeah, he's pretty tanky. He's in a good spot. And Sovereign against Francis here in the offlane, this should be relatively fine too. I don't think that Slardar is going to be able to do that great against the Darkseer. Meanwhile, mid lane, Batrider taking a good amount of damage is going to have to juke out from this, and does manage to escape for the moment. With Doom taking that bounty rune, they're going to call it off for the moment.
Yeah, once Francis gets up into like the Tranquil Boots, you can just not have to worry too much about the Ion Shells. As long as there's no one around to, like, you know, stun you and kill your boots or anything. As long as it's 1v1, he'll be fine.
Look at how much space this Elder Titan is
Yeah,
making.
it's unreal. They have no catch right now because it's a disruptor, right?
They
It's so
can't do
useless
anything.
early on.
And like they had to bring this Batrider all the way here to the side, and now this just means that you're going to be able to get a completely free mid lane for BSJ. You've got Slayer who can't really get chased down either. They're doing a tremendous job of laning this, and they're going to throw out one of these Frostbites in a second. Eagle needs to be careful. If they're managed to find, like, now you come into this lane with a level advantage. Oh god, this could be really scary. They've rotated the Batrider up towards the top lane.
Why are there 4 heroes here?
What is going on? I have no idea.
What's happening? Alright, we're coming back mid with Mike. He can't get anything done. Or something, or, well, they want him against the,
EnemyGG really threw them off.
Yeah. And now this level advantage, though, like, you think of the advantage that a Timbersaw would traditionally have against most melee heroes, but now it's going to be kind of offset just because he got an earlier advantage. He's got 2 points in the rage already, 4-second duration.
Bottom lane, you look over here, and Sovereign is going to chase down the Slardar for the moment. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to find the catch, but again, it's just going to show how difficult this lane is. 19-0 for the Darkseer, but more importantly, burning through a lot of this regen as well. Well, here comes the rotation in. BSJ going to try and fight against Eagle, doing a lot of damage, and there's nothing they can do to stop this. He's just going to chase him down. One more hit, and he's going to end up being dead as well.
Yeah, Feast is just so insane versus strength heroes early on. Like, you see the little red numbers pop up because it's doing such a high percent. It acts just like a crit does later in the game.
Oh, glimpse back. Slayer might be in trouble here. He does have the leap away, but is still going to end up dropping, possibly salves up through it, and is going to be able to escape. He's going to turn back around with the arrow. Doesn't quite connect.
Yeah, that Mord helping out.
Yeah, well played there. But again, you look at the way that just this laning stage has turned out, and EnemyGG are at a pretty significant advantage. And
yeah.
I think that a lot of this also comes down to the fact that they had this really solid lane. Like, you can't do anything now at bottom with the Slardar, basically. He's zoned out effectively from this point on until the creep wave pushes out under tower.
Yeah, the fact that BSJ has just been sat mid, never had to move. Like, that's huge for him. And he had both kills, too, got the first blood. Nice early start. Everyone else is just dancing around him, trying to figure out what they're going to do for him, and he's just been sitting here farming. I wonder if he'll still go the same, but yeah, he will. He's got the phase boots, so he'll still go into the armlet.
They're going to block the camp, possibly, find somebody, and this is going to end up being a quick and easy kill. They're going to be not quite... Oh, the Frostbite should have came out.
W, yeah.
That was really weird. Now they're going to have to run away for the moment. They're actually going to pull Frozen back in. He's going to go down. There's the glimpse back. That was not well executed by EnemyGG, and because of that, they are going to end up going down. I don't know if they just messed up in terms of their... I don't know what, but...
He's got to go the stack deny. It's like the only way, and he should get the Satyr Blast. Yeah.
Nice.
3 heroes.
Well done. But that was definitely a weird fight.
I mean, it's the right idea, right? You're making that move in here. You know the stacks are going to be here. You know that the Batrider needs a recovery. He's off the map. Doom's in his lane. But yeah, messing that up a little bit there.
It reminds me of, do you ever used to play soccer and then you'd make like a bad play and they'd say, good thought, good idea. That's what that reminds me of.
That sounds like someone who hands out participation medals.
Oh yeah, that was my go-to. Well, they tried to surge up the life store to see if they could find him. Weren't quite able to get the initiation. Eagle ends up getting caught now by the frostbite, followed up by the arrow, and this might end up being a kill. He looks like he's actually going to be able to walk away. Tanky is all get up, and they're not going to be able to find him. Maybe a glimpse back. Turns. Also going to catch here. They get the stomp down. Going to connect on to Jubei and looking for the arrow. It's not there, though. Frostbite. Follow up a couple more right clicks there. Going to end up being able to get there with the Elder Titan. But now he's stuck on the wrong side of that kinetic field and is going to drop for his troubles. But they took down the bottom tier 1 tower to about half HP while all that was happening. So things are still being done.
Yeah, nice TV by Francis. Some musical lanes here for the side of freedom, but that one makes quite a bit of sense. Mike actually goes right bottom. All right. Things are getting out of hand here. How's his farm coming along? Arcane boots, not too shabby. First overall on his team.
Well, and we saw what you can do with the Timbersaw farmed up in that last series of the day. I mean, even at the relatively late Bloodstone timing that they had, he was still able to do so much in that previous one outside of FDL.
Now we'll see if Mike can make the same glorious comeback. Sunby continues his rampage of his own jungle. That stack did get cleared up, so
Yeah.
if I know, Mikey always has been a big proponent of the brown boots into the blink. See if Sunbee's just the same way. He's got the null talisman because he kind of started on the mid lane and that went to shit. So I don't think we'll be seeing the tranquils from him. Just right away into the blink and pair up with the Doom. That could be good, right? It should be any pick that you'd want because he'll have 6 by then as well on Big Bad Bird.
I would agree. Also worth noting, I mean, we talked about how it's been a bit of a struggle for him. He's actually one of the top on his team right now in terms of net worth. It's just that they're not really doing the greatest as a whole relative to where they would want the net worth to be on their team. So again, the wraparound here towards mid. Not a ton of people in lane for the moment. Do you think Mirana ends up going back for the Midas? That's sometimes what we would see before the Ags.
Yeah, some people, it was kind of a divide, I think, in a lot of the mid players, where some people just saw the Midas as like a farming item to get you into a farming item, because once you have the Aghanim Scepter, yeah, it does a lot of damage, but you don't have any items to actually get you into the fight survivably. Like, you're just going to die if you go in, right? Mm-hmm. So I kind of like the early Ags, because it's going to accelerate your farm just as much as a Midas and just get it sooner.
Yeah, that does seem really strong if he's capable of getting that early. It's funny to me that when that first came out, everybody was like, oh, that's going to be terrible, but now it's like the de facto build.
Yeah, basically brought her back into like the possibility of being picked here.
Ooh, check this out also. Sovereign has Lifestealer inside of him, along with Vacuum Wall, level 4 Ion Shell. This is going to catch the Slardar very much off guard, and there's going to be the Ion Shell dropping down. I think that he's going to be able to. There's going to be the Crush. They end up being able to jump.
What?
He jumped out when the Crush came through.
How does that happen?
That was not the play.
That's disaster. That's like the one way that can go wrong. Hey, you had it. You did it. You mind gamed him. I can't even imagine what the comm sounded like. Francis probably lost his shit. Oh my god, there's 2!
Oh, Slayer goes down bottom, and now looking for the catch. They are going to be able to get the stomp down onto Eagle, looking for the follow-up, but it's just not there as of yet. A couple of kerfuffles, that's what we'll call it right now, as Frozen is going to get pulled back again, and he looks like he's going to end up dropping as well. Another one going their direction, might be able to find a third. It is just a massacre down here in the bottom lane. Team Freedom, they are doing what they need to do. And also going to have that Soul Ring recipe, and pretty soon going to be able to finish that item off.
Yeah, they're looking to be true patriots here and liberate the Radiant jungle to garner its resources for their own side.
Oh, arrow? Mid lane? Somebody's going to end up going down. Slayer was able to hit an arrow there, and that's going to be an easy kill for him.
The Mirana factor. I mean, this thing's annoying enough as a 4 roaming hero. But even as a core, you can still do these little, like, just heading from lane to lane. Might as well throw one out there. I got I see Aura rocking me at 3.3 now in Arcane Rune. Bottom lane, Big Bad Bird.
Deep. They find him. They get the kill. You also have Mirana that's skulking over here to the side. This is going to be a real easy one if they're capable of finding it. Needs to get the leap forward and hasn't quite found it as of yet. Arrow, oh, they have to jump it. Maybe going to be able to do it now. He ends up getting out there. You could see the panic coming out from the Slardar. That was a scary moment.
And then they'll just keep the pressure down bottom. BSJ onto Mike, but of course, Tipper saw.
It's pretty good.
That is not a disruptor, so there's no punishment coming out here as Jubei slinks back home with no mana.
The net worth lead starting to favor the Radiant side pretty heavily, and the Darkseer's building into his mechanism. You can start to see these pieces coming together. If you are not careful on Team Freedom, things could go very quickly badly as Slayer's pushing in the top tier 1 tower. They haven't been able to secure the bottom tier 1 tower as of yet. But it feels like the lineup of, oh my god, they actually hit the sleep in the mid lane. Somebody's going to end up getting caught back by the Earth Splitter, and there's also going to be the follow-up Nova as well as Lifestealer there. They dropped the ultimate just for good measure. And very well played. They find themselves that kill.
Yeah, I also just noticed he went Veil. That I don't know about that. This is like some Chinese Dota drum stuff right now. What is happening?
I don't know,
Is that
man.
the item? Like, is it because Mike can't get Bloodstone early enough so he can't sync up for the fights? I don't know. I mean, it'll accelerate your farm, but Sunbee's like theory crafting mid-game here.
Yeah, he's... the thing that was nice about the drums on the Bat Rider is we're going to see Sovereign try and run down Jubei here. The thing that was really nice about it was that it didn't delay your Blink Dagger timing by that much. You still got it at a decent time because you're capable of fighting, and then you would accelerate from that. And we haven't seen the Batrider be able to be a part of a ton of these fights. So that's a little bit of a rough situation.
I guess he'll just be relying on the Blink, because they're not going Armlet on Francis. That's the big deal. So that's interesting, right? Kind of makes sense. He's just going to be the one initiator. Don't want to waste too much gold on double Blinks and look to get aggressive with high damage early on, rather than just the positioning factor.
Well, we've got Lifestealer and the Ancient again. This is a thing. The Armlet is on, so I do like that he went Armlet in this one at least. I'm curious if he's going to end up going back for the Radiance that you sometimes see. But it looks like there's a gank party going up towards the top lane. Doom is here. They've also got the Slardar Batrider looking for a pick-off. Veil is available as well. The Doom after the leap, and it looks like he's actually going to be able to escape from this one. Or Splitter on the other side, pulling Frozen into all of them. There's also going to be the Flame Break. Slayer drops, as does Jubei, and it looks like they're going to be able to turn this one around. It's too much damage has come out. They burst him through, and that's going to be the kill going their direction.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, you're making this push and you're getting aggressive with heroes. You know that you're kind of under the gun. You know they're going to have these initiation items coming up soon. But BSJ's not there. Like, he's bottom farming in that dragon, and he's by far your highest net worth hero. He's 1,800 gold ahead of the Darkseer. And if he's not there for the fights, like, what are you getting out of this Armlet or anything else he's built? Yes, he's farming up like crazy, but he's not going Radiance or anything like that. He still has to, like, come back in with an SNY, giving away lots of freedom right now.
It is a problem. They're also going to bring in now the Crystal Maiden, trying to push in this tier 1 tower. It looks like they do want to battle. Again, they don't have the Aegis. They're going to be able to catch a really nice combo. Vacuum Wall onto several, as well as that Freezing Field, and now Flea just trying to get out of there, but I think that they might be able to run him down. Do they have another combo there? No, not going to be able to break the Blink. So in spite of not having their Lifestealer in that engagement, the combo of the Echo Stomp into the Vacuum with all the Freezing Field damage going, that was huge.
And we talked about the Wombo combo potentials. They're certainly there. I mean, BSJ's still bottom, tangling with this. They should be able to break this dragon, actually. Okay, BSJ's like, yo, you want to go? He's the fires and escape tool.
Alright, now he's going to run away in a little Dark Trail Summoner.
Alright, net up Sunby. The plays, BSJ.
Oh my god. This is some ridiculousness. They're going to Flame Break him back.
You could Veil it, I guess, right?
He might actually... They could maybe find this kill. They're going to have the Flaming Lasso if they want to go on this. They turn, they catch on to BSJ. They also have Jubei here as well as Ix Mike trying to bring him down. There's also going to be the Sonic Storm, and Frozen is stuck in here. This could be huge as they're trying to turn it back around. Do kill off the Batrider. Also not going to be able to do enough damage. Vacuum back onto several. BSJ, Armlet toggling for victory. It's just trying to escape for the moment, but they do finally find the kill. On the other side, still Doom Slayer. He's ready to party in just a second, though, as this is going to wear off relatively shortly. They kill off the ET.
Mike Dota.
This might be enough, though. They end up being able to find the follow-up there, looking for the catch. They're not going to be able to kill off that Slardar, though, and Slayer jumping away before that Chakram found him. Again, another big team fight, and it seems to be the story, again, is just no objectives taken in spite of it.
Yeah, I'm trying to see who actually got that kill. Yeah, Disruptor did. So he got BSJ 754 gold. He got 1,000 gold from that fight, which is a little unfortunate when you consider what that would do for someone like the Timbersaw. But man, what a sleep coming out from the Elder Titan.
That was huge.
I mean, holding him under the tower for so long, basically like the full duration of the sleep on, I think 3 of them. Like, if they could have focused down BSJ so much faster inside that Disruptor ult, things would have been looking, I'd say, a little bit worse there for Enemy compared to how it already came out for the side of Freedom.
Well, and we're looking also now, you need to be a little bit careful. Mike didn't die in that fight, thankfully, so he is still building towards that Bloodstone, and that's where the damage really starts to get real. Like, if you catch a couple more in a kinetic field from Disruptor and you're capable of running the Timbersaw combo through him, like, that's basically curtains. They've just got to be so careful, because now Team Freedom's control is actually there. Like, you look at the heroes, they've been able to sort of come through on the other side. Somebody's almost been able to finish off the Blink Dagger now, but he's got Lasso, you've got Kinetic Field, you've got Slardar Stun, you've got Doom. All of these pieces are going to start coming together really effectively.
I'm sure he just buys drums next, right?
That's definitely the play.
Oh, so gets the stun.
They've got Mirana ulti. They're pulling them all over the place right now, but they've still got that amp damage, so no Mirana ulti is going to be able to save them. On the other side, Arrow hits, keeping Eagle back for the moment. They are able to get away for the moment. I think he's still dead, though. The rest of his team is not there, like, in the least bit.
Again, Juve steals the kill.
Good stuff.
He's rich, man.
What's this Disruptor going to end up building into here?
It's a pretty good Glimmer game, honestly. That's what he wants, but could be Force Staff too. Pretty handy versus that Elder Titan Sleep, trying to get people out of position.
And against the lifesteal, honestly, open wounds. That's pretty great.
That's also pretty nice.
Well, Lifestealer is going Radiance. It's been decided.
I think he had to. Like, with how much time he spent, I couldn't believe how long he was inside those creeps and just going around the map. Can't go back for something like the SNY and the way the current game's going, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's great for being able to split push and stuff. Doom looks like he's going to go Crimson Guard, potentially, as he already has that Buckler as well as the Ring of Health, so maybe eventually into Vanguard. But I can't help but think that they're going to need to deal with this Timbersaw problem at some point. He's got his Bloodstone up now, and 12 charges. If they could pick him off here, this would be a huge kill.
Yeah, I'd like to see a smoke from the side of Freedom. And, like, if they can... They already have such great pressure inside the Dire Jungle. I want to see them smoke up and get a pick and then go Roche, or just take Roche and then smoke. Like, get something that's going to give you an advantage in these fights so you can push the aggression, try and get some quick pickoffs, and boost up that Bloodstone before you do lose the fight. And you can see mid, that Sleep just barely missing.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those moments where if you find that right there, you're basically just dead with the Bloodstone. There's nothing that anybody on Freedom can do to stop it. And it looks like right now they're just content to continue to farm away. Like, they've got the Blink that just got finished on the Batrider. He has his Veil, but now they're going to be able to find Eagle.
He sees them.
Oh, God. Stay in the trees.
That's fine. He finishes off the camp. No fear.
None. Oh, he's actually going Hood. Doom. That makes sense. Like, you need that extra magic resistance.
For sure.
Natural Order up to 2 points right now, so the base magic resistance down 19%. Those spells are hurting.
I think they're going to know about the smoke, because they have this vision here
in
mid,
look at that.
And they just saw...
Look at the scan.
Oh, nice. That's really sick. Yeah, it makes sense, because they saw Mike chained to the tower with no one else there. Like, why would he do that if he's not looking to group up with someone? So they're just going to smoke in, and wisely they'll back up here.
They're gonna have
they could try and set something with the sleep up, though. Oh, man, he's such a good target.
They've already used it. There's the catch. They're going to be able to do a lot of damage, though, with the freezing field. No, they broke it. Oh, no, he didn't use it as of yet. Now they're all grouped up. A lot of damage coming out. Earth Splitter is going to go through. Somebody dropping very low. Mike missed his chain. He's not going to be able to get out of there, but I don't think that they have enough damage to bring him down as of yet. Batrider really low. They end up being able to find the kill. Really nicely done. Now looking after Eagle a little bit more. The Radiance is doing so much work in this engagement, and he is going to drop 2 dead already, and that could be potentially a huge next objective going their direction. How much damage the Lifestealer did in that fight?
Yeah, he's good. Man, if you missed that tree, just like, it's one of those moments where, you know, that tree's just like magically not there or something. Yeah. A little bit scary, but either way. That was interesting, because Enemy read that they were going Roche, so they were going to smoke up and contest inside, and suddenly he's like, oh shit, our Elder Titan's dead, but they still managed to win that fight. What a sick vacuum. When we talked about being able to carry this game from the side of Sovereign, god damn. Yeah. I think he got 5? It was at least 4, I know, and they were all like in and out of that wall over and over.
Well, and the thing about that, too, is imagine if they didn't end up being able to find that catch immediately on the Elder Titan. He had just used Sleep. There was the potential that he could have found it afterwards, but they're going to be able to sleep up. Mike, they've got the arrow follow-up. No, not able to catch. Nice juke from him. The damage from the Radiance. The Radiance burn ended up stopping it. Mike trying to run away. He still goes down, but that would have been a really frustrating way to lose that one.
Yeah. As long as they get it, that's all that matters. That is pretty funny, though. That happened in our other game, too, with the Alchemist.
Yeah.
His Radiance was turning off the Elder Titan sleeps, too.
I mean, again, it's something where you got to be careful. And I think that that's one of the problems with going inside those Ancients as well.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you don't have any control. You can't turn it off, right, when you're in the creep?
No, I don't think you can. Oh, arrow not going to connect. They were looking for Mike as he was timber chaining forward, but they don't catch. Frozen's going to be fine for the moment. BSJ just runs on in. I I thought they were going to try and take that.
Where's my Aghanim Scepter? Slayer didn't go for it. He's not down with the new builds.
They amped it and got the kill on the courier. Nice.
Amp damage and DD on Slider, man. The hate.
Some good stuff.
I didn't notice, but Francis actually went back for a Midas. I like that. Trying to transition from this like early blink to like regain control of the map and give Mike some chance to get into this Bloodstone. And now he, like with Mike with the Bloodstone, he doesn't need anything else as a Timbersaw, right? And that's the whole thing. I'm going to farm up some other cool items like a BKB and everything, but you've done your Pirate Francis. Now it's time for him to try and add on a little bit of damage, because we talked about how they would kind of be lacking. Like that was one of the concerns with this general draft here.
Yeah. That was definitely something that we talked about, and I'm also looking at this. The Dire scanned this out. They're not going to be able to see anybody. They have all of this vision right here, too, so I guess they were just worried about a smoke play.
Yeah, makes sense, because no one's on the map, but the waves are just pushed in so far that it's kind of hard for them to tell. Like, they don't have a lot of information coming in. It's actually a very risky play for them. They have no idea where they are until they now find BSJ.
Hey, guys. Just a couple of right clicks coming in. They're actually going to try and
That Rider's gone.
Chase them down. If they're able to get a lift, they're going to actually just control Eagle for the moment. They throw out the chakram, but he's dead. No luck for them to get out of there. And now the path to Roche is clear. They're just going to be able to take it.
Good lane control and good split push from enemy, because they're the ones who are pushing out waves. They're the ones who have knowledge that, oh, no one's defending this tower. And mid was all they pushed in, oh, no one's defending this tower. Like, I wonder where they could be. They're obviously just all in our jungle or something. So on the counter side, Freedom just had no knowledge as to where they were. Can't take a good Roche, can't take advantage of anything, and it does look like they should be able to try to control this one up from the Radiant, unless they get a good pick from the Dire.
Oh, looking, they can get the sleep if they want. That's the glimpse back. He's in a little bit of trouble, but BSJ can jump out if they want. He's still alive for the moment. They're going to drop down the stomp. Doesn't end up connecting, but that is still going to be Ix Mike controlled for the moment. He is going to be able to Timber Shame away. Can they pull him back? Vacuum onto 2. Wall down as well. Going to be able to jump out, doing a lot of damage, but isn't enough. Surge forward. He goes down. Slayer on the other side kills off another, and it looks like they might be able to kill off this Bat Rider. The arrow! Oh, they got him. Pretty well played there. Also, Eagle, they're just swarming him at this point. Nothing doing, and they're going to end up going down again. Huge plays across the board, and 5 dead for Freedom with only the ET to fall. My God. Yeah,
they are just running them over right now. The Radiant's kind of propelling BSJ into that second tier of items, but still enough damage for them to win all these engagements. They take mid. I think he back to Roche, but they're going to just kind of keep this pressure up, get a couple more creeps here.
And I'm worried now for these guys. You know, it's 20-13 with right around 6,000 net worth and experience lead. You've got the Sanj and Yasha that's coming out to the Lifestealer shortly. Slayer didn't actually end up going for the Aghanims build, and instead is going to have a Manta style ready and waiting at home. Like, she's going to start dealing a ton of right-click damage. And I don't know exactly how you deal with this at this point if you're Team Freedom. Like, you've still got the initiation that you can find there with the Slardar, but I'm really concerned about their capabilities to scale as this game goes on and really deal with the damage that's going to be coming their way.
Yeah, it feels like, again, we talked about the heavy lifting of Eagle, Mr. Big Bad Bird here, having to get some sort of a core Doom target off, because they have that chase potential. They really do have that punishment, and they've built into it too. They've got the Bloodstone up. Like, Mike could just chase for days, but dropping low into charges, and there's still no Force Staff from Sunbeam. He can't even afford to go for it. He has to go for a BKB because he went Veil. Oh my fucking God, he actually built drums, you son of a bitch. I actually can't believe he built drums over Force Staff.
They're going to be able to kill off the Slardar in the top lane. He even used his Veil in
the last fight. Like, you're killing
me,
bro.
Went Blink first. He went Blink first. Come on now, MotPax. I believe in you.
I know, but he went Veil, Blink, and then drums. I mean, that's still not excusable. You already have Veil. Like, where's the Force Staff Dota?
Better movement speed,
Calling questions.
MotPax is a flamer, guys. But yeah, it looks like Slayer is going to end up coming out here and trying to push this along the side of this Ancient Granite Golem. Again, I'm looking at these net worths, and you've got 4 heroes from Team Freedom that are all, you know, trying to catch up, but the ET is on par with the Doom at this point, and I'm like 6,000 gold ahead on this Lifestealer. He is in such a great position. What is he building next? He's got a Perseverance. Is he going like Lincoln's? Is that the play?
Yes. I guess he is. What else could it... I guess just for the lasso. And the doom. Yeah, that makes sense. He can't get doomed, I guess.
Huh.
A little bit interesting, though.
A very different build. Oh, they spot him, though. That's the jump out. That's a catch. And that should be a kill. Unstoppable streak. They are... I mean, to risk the pun, they are not stopping.
Wow. Nailed it.
All right, ancient black dragon
over here.
I know, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Lyrical, what can I say? But yeah, bottom lane's trying to push it as well. They're gonna have to come back and defend against this one. I've been so impressed with the ability to just sort of consistently stay on point. They're gonna throw the Ion Shell on top of this black dragon, and the amount of magical damage if he's up next to you is just absurd. You look at this, you end up with the 90 damage per second on top of the Radiance burn, like, and 2,000 HP on this hero, or on this creep.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't siege the fastest, though. We're talking like 12 damage per right click here. I don't know if this is the answer. Might need something else going here,
I
guys.
mean, it's a answer. It's dropping, right?
He's gonna, like, what? He's gonna keep doing it?
Apparently, if nobody stops him, why not? They've got the creeps here too, but now they are going to finally back this out, looking for the catch. Are going to be able to catch on to BSJ. They're going to be able to rage that off, though, and just look at the damage coming back the other way. They've been able to get the Doom off, but now he's caught up and is going to end up going down as well. They try to get off the Infernal Wave, but nothing doing. He ends up dropping. They're going to just be able to feast his way through this HP, and they don't quite get that vacuum back, but a lot of damage being leveled now. Mike is going to drop. They end up being able to kill BSJ. A really nice stun as well coming from the Slardar, but is it going to be enough? Buyback on two heroes, looking to see if they can find a little bit more. They need to be able to find another kill, and they have been able to get at least one. Elder Titan going down, as is Sovereign, and that's going to be another drop. Can they find this kill, though? It doesn't look like it as of yet. He just surges away, and Frozen is going to pay the price as he finally drops, but still a lot. Well, yeah, okay, he goes down. That was, I don't know if it was enough. Like, it still ends up working out for them pretty well, but they bought back on two heroes for that one.
Hey man, they don't lose racks. They get almost 2k gold on top of Francis. I am sure they will take it. Is that... Wow, man, he was so rich after that. He's got a fully completed BKB now. And now they can move into that rush. I mean, they never took it on the side of the Radiant. They didn't, like, try and prioritize it in any sort of objective here. Somebody's up here just like, these are illusions, right? Okay, yeah, they're definitely illusions. Comes out the end of this rune. I just want to make sure. Doesn't want to blow a free chance at syncing up with people, but... Alright, Roche goes down. Who do you put this on? I would guess Mike, like, comes back with full mana.
Yeah, I think so. That's probably the way to go here. I mean, if you want to get super aggressive, you could otherwise.
Alright, they don't even know.
They're gonna give Slardar takes it. Okay. He can go balls to the wall with it, come back with the full BKB up and ready to party if he wants.
They do have great high ground, right? Like, you make one mistake versus the static storm and suddenly you're all trapped, and then if you're not finding the pushes too good, like what just happened? Like, they came up and they have the dragon, like, alright, this isn't quite working, let's leave, guys. We've talked time and time again, the chase, it's real. And so that leads them into all these kills, get the glimpse, and every other thing you can possibly imagine for running people down. So it kind of reminds me of what happened in the first game, right? Where Freedom went those two first big pushes mid, they got buffed off, and they couldn't quite get there, and all the split push started coming out. There's a little bit of that this game, just because you have the Bat Riders pretty decent at split push out on the lanes, kind of slippery. Once he uses Force Staff up. No, I'm just kidding. I'm digging the drums. He's fast, he's farming, it's okay, he's tanky. Calm down, guys. But Timbersaw as well. It's not quite the free reign of an Alchemist, though, so it's not going to go as crazy as it did. Now they're trying to set up with the Moonlight Shadow.
Oh, this could be ward. They're looking for it. They reveal that suddenly there's another Titan here, and the Stomp is not going to connect. So, unfortunately, they're not going to be able to find that one. That arrow goes sneaking by as well. So, yeah, they escape for the moment. And maybe they end up trying to go for another type of play. They have a smoke available. Looks like they want to think about heading back towards mid. Slardar is there. He has his blink. This is just such a scary situation.
It's all on Sovereign. Like, he has to find it. And this is their cone of vision. It's not that huge.
Right.
They need a ward up on the high ground.
Well, instead they're just going to put the Ancient Granite Golem up there on the high ground.
They know this is coming though. Like you can see the positioning for Big Bad Bird, fully aware of what's happening.
Eagle is here as well. They do catch onto one, but the Radiance Burn takes it off. Mike he got slept, but it didn't matter. Well, that's frustrating.
Yeah, again they back away, so they're kind of losing out here. Bottom lane pushing out. You're still so far ahead though. I mean, you can't really let that slide. It is 10K.
Yeah. Well, as the game goes on, like, Crystal Maiden definitely falls off. Like, Natural Order helps to try and mitigate that, and she actually is going to be going Ags next. I don't know about that.
It is a lot of damage, but the problem being, like, are you going to be able to get that off? They have so many controlling factors inside of Freedom.
I mean, even just Flame Break.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's so many things that you kind of think, like, what's the point of having Agnum Scepter if you can't actually deal the full damage of, like, just your ultimate anyway? You kind of start to look towards the BKB or the Glimmer Cape or something along those lines.
I mean, it basically doubles down on what we've been talking about, that Sovereign has to hit a really big vacuum into a sleep. So if you find that, they're basically dead in, like, less than a second or whatever. But I just don't know, like, are you even going to be in position? Because that means that Darkseer is going to need to vacuum forward and then pull you back in. So, like, I kind of feel like Blink might even be a better option, but...
Yeah.
Looks like this
in fact, it looks like it might even just end up being casual. She might go for the Force Staff instead.
Huh.
Actually, she's got a couple casual items going right now, like part Yules, part drums.
Well, we'll
might have been that she was going drums and got rich or something.
Yeah. Drums are still an option.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that Ring of Regen builds into drums now. What an item.
I know. Well... Again, the flow of the game is somewhat slowed. Darkseer has his Guardian's Blink and the Lotus Orb at this stage, so against these single-target disables that you're seeing from Team Freedom, that could be a very, very high-value target, or rather, item in these team fights. I also love the Elder Titan Aether Lens pickup.
Yeah, that's interesting. Just more percent bonus, and then of course the further cast range on the initial Spirit.
I mean, look at how far. Well, it's in the return form right now.
Oh
so
yeah, I
you
did
can't
see it. It is crazy long.
Yeah. It's sort of the same with the Flame Break Aether Lens on Batrider, but he's obviously not going for that one. There's Smoke now looking for a pick. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to find it. The Diffusal Blade's up on Mirana as well, but instead they're going to be going after the Ancient Black Dragon. Guess what? He's pretty quick. There's going to be the arrow counter initiation. Catches on to Mike. BSJ not afraid of anything. Apparently he's just going to run at him. Doomed up for the moment, trying to hit away there. There's also going to be the catch from the other side. They're going to do a lot of damage, but ultimately that ultimate is down. Vacuum back onto two. Can they find the kill? The Chakram from afar is going to be able to pull down one. They aren't going to be able to go for this as of yet, but there's going to be the stun. It hits. A really nice arrow came through from Slayer on the Mirana. Everybody's so low on the side of Team Freedom, but they only end up losing the two, but those might be enough to make them feel confident going high ground.
Yeah, gotta be a little bit disappointed they weren't able to clean up those two in the back lines that were just dropping so low right there. But going high ground.
Oh, arrow! Mike, he's gonna drop. There's no trees to go to. He ends up Bloodstone suiciding, and that's a tier 3 tower gone. Oh, that was so big.
12, but what can they do with it?
Now it looks like they are going to be able to, again, have the Infest up if they want to jump inside of somebody, but the Guardian Greaves, they catch their Silent Sleep onto Jubei. He's dropping, vacuum back, ends up going down. BSJ is also going to fall to catch the crush, but still alive for the moment. Echo's shell is going to keep him alive, but it does look like Sunbei is going to end up going down. A really nice Infest comes out too, which means that he's going to survive. An EnemyGG just rolling over Team Freedom right now, doing exactly what they need to do. Huge plays all around.
Oh man, I think this one it's looking kind of over. Team Freedom. You look towards someone like the Batriders being that high ground defender. Even the Timbersaw is kind of decent, but they are just so far ahead in terms of overall farm on the side of the Radiant. Sovereign's been playing out of his mind, doing these big vacuums. Got wall in 8 seconds. Mike is out, and they are still here. Mike.
Ooh. That was really close. They vacuum back, but not going to be able to catch. The trees to the side are going to be able to keep them alive. That is going to be the arrow. It catches onto the Slardar. Still doesn't go down. Dodging the Chakram for the moment, but BSJ needs to get out of there. Armlet toggling, trying to escape, and with that Mirana ulti, they should be able to. They could think about counter-initiating if they want to, though. This might be the moment. There's still no Batrider for 24 seconds, and buyback status isn't there. Jumps in. He's just going to right-click him down. The arrow connects. Eagle's dead. They're going to be able to vacuum back a couple more, and The Ion Shell on top of Sovereign, keeping him alive for the moment. They're going to be able to catch the Crush. Maybe going to be able to make this work. Or Splitter goes through, only connects onto that Slardar, but they're still down there. And there's the Static Storm as well as the Kinetic Field that's already been popped. There's going to be the turnaround. But Frozen doing a ton of damage. It's not quite enough, but they do kill off one. Maybe be able to get another as IX Mike's dropping down. The buyback from the Disruptor, just trying to get any amount of damage into this fight, and they finally finish him. Holy hell, that was a huge bit of damage coming out. My God. They needed that one in a bad way, and that might be enough.
Sometimes you dive the fountain before you take the tier 3 and hand over 2,600 gold to a Timbersaw and a Batrider each. It happens. You know, you think you can just end the game.
I mean,
well,
Lifestealer doesn't have buyback, but there's still tier 2, tier 1s going.
They should be able to get maybe the tier 1 mid, 53 seconds. Slider, yeah, Slider's not up for so long, though. It's a little bit risky to get that deep, so push the waves out. Give yourselves a chance at another good fight.
Roche responded in 2.5. That's a long Roche timer. That's too bad. That would have been really nice if they could have gotten that. Well, Timbersaw gets his Ags, and this was something that I feel like is needed. They need to be able to get that type of damage out from him. The double Chakram. Is it going to be enough, though? Like, he's got double Chakram, he's got Shiva's, only 10 Bloodstone charges.
Yeah, he needs, like, someone to guide him and guard him, basically. Like, only having the Bloodstone and the Shiva's Guard, he's still not that survivable against this lineup. If they get one single, like, stomp and it doesn't get canceled by the Radiance into the arrow and everything, we've seen how fast he can drop.
I love the Marana build, too, honestly. Like, you look at this, the Diffusal Blade up, now ends up going back for the Lincoln Sphere. Some really good stats. She's just really tanky overall, and...
Man, another scan. They got him.
Yeah. And here
they're going to go with the
Moonlight.
ulti. What do they have? Anything in terms of invis? Oh, they just saw. They saw him turn invis right there underneath that ward.
Okay. Might be able to do this. I mean, BSJ is still, like, right in front of them, and that should be a dead Eagle as they end up being able to pop that, and there's going to be the arrow. It comes through, finds the kill. The Disruptor is just standing there and a little bit upset about the situation. We'll see if they're going to be able to make this work.
Talk about how crucial the Doom is and not having it for this fight. Seems to be one of your big ways back in. I don't think they're going to dive quite as deep this time. Just a little bit of a hunch.
Well, double Chakram through him forward, and they get the amp damage onto the Slardar. Also able to purge that one off for the moment. They pull him back. He's in a little bit of trouble, but the vacuum wall only hits onto really one, and now they also caught up in the Static Storm. This could be a little bit of an overextension, but the magical damage coming out. They glimpse away the CM. She's not going to be able to do as much as she would want. Disruptor is already dead. Can they find another? It looks like BSJ barely alive. Armlet toggling away, and Mike is going to be able to survive that, but look at all the damage coming out from Slayer. It's enough, and I think that this might be just about it. Buyback status is non-existent for the Dire. They need to survive for another 50 seconds roughly before anybody of consequence is really going to be back up. The only little bit of good news that you can have going the other direction is that they don't have the tier 2 tower in the bottom lane as of yet.
Yeah, that is the only thing keeping them in this game right now. We did see a 2 racks come back earlier. Could have happened again. I don't know if this is quite the same squad. They'll be able to pull it off in terms of heroes, but that last tier 2 so weak as well. Down it goes right away. Not going to bother with the Aegis. I kind of paid for that last time, but I don't think it's a major concern. It's still 33 seconds before that Batrider's back up.
Double Chakram, Mike, in a little trouble. Oh, they hit the arrow. Eagle goes down, and now that's going to end up being just about game as Mike gets controlled and killed. He has buyback. One last hurrah is going to come out. Can they do it? Team Freedom, single elimination bracket. This is their tournament life on the line. Slayer ends up getting that popped, and the arrow comes through. It's going to end up connecting. They're also going to be able to find the sleep follow-up, but right now, eyes on the prize. That's going to be the Barracks Fallen. They realize that last time that was what ended up costing them the start, and this could potentially be it, as he's going to have to Timber Chain away again. Vacuum wall onto 3. There's the jump forward. Frozen still doing it. A pretty nice kinetic field as well as a Static Storm, but I don't think that they're going to be able to do enough here, as you do end up seeing Flea drop very low. He jumps forward, finds another. 41-22. Good game ends up getting called. as we do see Team Freedom fall, and EnemyGG come away with the win. Pretty well played there.
Yeah, both games, it just felt like that the enemy drafts were so much more readable. You could see how the fights were going to go down. You imagined how that they can set fights up in a good way for them in a lot of different scenarios, guarding their own base, guarding towers out on the outer rims, like at the beginning of the game, as well as even pushing into high ground using the Elder Titan for vision, the arrows for fishing, Darkseer as well, mechs pushing, everything like that. It's all very like common knowledge Dota stuff. It makes sense. And then you look at both drafts, I think, from Freedom. It was a lot harder to see, like, there's a core Omni and a core Puck, so, like, the only damage is Francis, and so much was always shifted to one person's shoulders. Like, this game, it kind of felt like Mike, where he had to provide a lot of the damage, and last game is over to Francis, and I don't know, it's so much harder to see. We're like, yeah, they have great chase. That's, like, the best you can kind of dig out of this. They didn't really have the good initiation or anything like that for, like, that early mid-game. So much space had to be given to the Timbersaw. Much harder to execute, I think, from Freedom, and Enemy just got the better of them today in both games, looking very strong.
Absolutely, and well, that's going to do it for our quarterfinals of the qualifiers. Let's take a quick little look over at the brackets as we see that this one is just about finished up, and that is going to mean that EnemyGG are going to move on to face FDL. That takes place tomorrow. The other game that's going to be going on is Infamous versus Kingdom Dota. This is the Phase 1 of the Summit 5 qualifiers, as we're getting down to the wire now, and a couple more games are going to end up being who determines to go on to face against Complexity. The Phase 1 champions are going to be the ones that do it. And I'm Lyrical Dota MotPax. Any final words before we finish off for the evening? We've done 3 best of 3s. I'm dead.
Oh, it's been great. Thanks for having me. I love it. Some good old NA Dota. I never get to do NA Dota, but recently I've kind of opened up the time slots. It's been fantastic. It's 2:30 over here on the far East Coast. So
Oh my God.
I'm off to bed. But yeah, again, thanks. And you guys can check me out over on Twitter at MotPax. Follow my casts, avoid my casts, whatever you need. It's all there.
Well, thank you very much again at Lyrical Dota for myself, but more importantly, continue following Summit 5 qualifiers. The games are going to be taking place tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific time and 5 p.m. Pacific time, where we're going to see FDL versus EnemyGG and then Infamous versus Kingdom Dota. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time.